The final word.
The final word.
Yep. We back. What's up, Tuck?
Feeling good, bro. Feeling good, man.
Man. Yeah, me too, man.
The final word.
You say what now?
Yeah, I know Cowboys fans feeling good right now too, man. It's a good time, man. It's a good time to be optimistic about the team. Got a lot to talk about from minicamp. Like, we almost there to camp, y'all. We almost a month away. Time to lock and load.
So yeah, man, today we dealing with the Dallas Cowboys confirmations.
The final word.
Listen, you know the only bad part, Tuck, it's only one, bro. This is that time of the year that people like to check out. This was not the time to check out, bro, was it?
Nah, it's time to work. We got work to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I tell you on Cowboys Nation, normally I do check out, but as I grow in this content space, I know now's not the time to do it. You know what I'm saying? So it's lock and load time.
Because we go all slow down a little bit, but if people peeping game, right now was overwhelming confirmations just everywhere from the interview with Henny,
the final word.
Right.
You know, West Coast, and then all the stuff that happened with Boss Man and
the final word.
Broadus,
The
and
final
so
word.
this is the time to where can I hit the button, Tuck? Can I go ahead and hit the button?
Go ahead.
You want answers?
This was that time. You know what I mean? Ooh,
Right.
wee.
Right.
Yeah, man. So we gonna have us a full house, man. So me and Tuck go kick it off, which I think is perfect right now. It's perfect. We go kick it off, and we go get everybody ready to go. Big is not gonna be with us today. He with his mom.
Okay.
So, but we got Law coming, and also the OC will be here. So everybody, y'all sit back. Me and Tuck go carry it until the house is full. Y'all chill out. We gonna be right
You know how we
back.
do.
The final word.
Let's go. Now, Chuck, you know, you got something to say, bro. You know, we can start the show right now. You know how we do.
Hey, I'm just chilling, bro. Like you were saying, we getting everybody in the chat, man. Everybody's getting lit, man. You know how we do, bro.
Okay.
Hey, but you know, soon as it's go time, we stay on go. You know what I'm saying, boss? We don't need no warm up. We don't need no script, no nothing, man. As soon as it's go time, just let me know, and I'm ready, bro.
Yeah, I ain't want to show to that music. I said my boy Tuck might have something to say.
I'm chilling, man.
The final word.
We good. We 15 seconds away from the kickoff.
The final word.
10 seconds away from the kickoff. I see y'all coming in the building, man. I see you. Aaron, Truth, Big Chalk, Michael Lockhart, Mickey already giving the money. Let's go, man. I'm feeling so good, man. Everybody. People loved yesterday, man. Me too, bro. It was dope.
You should.
Right.
You should.
The final word.
Let's kick it off.
Let's get it. I just wanna run it up.
Run it up.
Yeah. I just wanna run it up. Count a check or something. I've been really in the field, let up. Yeah. I've been really in the field, lot of rush, I love the feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Have to take it to.
And if it was up to me, if it was up to little old me to make a pick, it would probably go a little something like this. And with the 17th pick of the 2020 Dallas Cowboys NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select CeeDee Lamb. Oh.
Miss Lockhart. James.
I will move down. The smart thing would be to move down, but the Cowboys historically don't.
Boss could be a trade down here with Justin. We got to trade. We got to trade. We got to trade.
I said this is the place to move.
We were just sitting here talking Justin Fields.
I said it loud and clear. This is the place to move down.
Go hard, go home, go hard, go home, go hard, go home, go hard, go home. Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone.
Hey, what you just say, Tuck?
I said the Eagles gave us Parsons.
Yep. Ooh. Yep.
Thank you.
Big Douglas.
Gotcha. Great damage to the other opposing offense.
We got the pick.
Man, here it is.
We got the pick.
Yeah, this got to be Parsons. Like, Parsons the best player available.
Go home. Yeah, these championship rings on my hands now. In my head, I'm top 10, yeah, that's hands down. You a squad, know you're looking man down. Funny how foes turn to friends now.
So the Cowboys just selected Jake Ferguson with pick 129. Hey, I'm good. I love the pick. I love the player. I know that a lot of people will say that this is probably a reach. This is about where I had Jake Ferguson. Really solid player from Wisconsin. He can do all of it. He can block. He can run routes. He can actually make people miss in the open field.
Rivalries car like a Atari now. Call filling up, I need product again. Treat the business like a playground, might slide on you. Do me wrong, might slide on you. Do a backflip, cause I'm mad rich. I'm the definition of what that is. Go hard, go home, go hard, go hard, go home, go hard, go home, go hard, go home. Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, go hard, go home, go hard, go home.
Hey, you know what, Tuck? I just thought of something, man. We go kick off the show right now, but you know what I think we should do, bro? Just for a second, I think we should open up the phone lines, bro. I think we should.
Do it. Just do it. Yeah, let's open the phone lines. Let's keep the phone lines lit.
Cause we can go right into some content. Now, let's do the content first, bro. But I'm just saying all the love that's in the chat. Y'all let me know. Should we open up the phone lines now? Y'all let me know, cause we got content to talk about. Like we ready to go.
We got time.
Okay, we got time. Let's go. All right, so y'all let me know. I'm gonna be looking at the chat. Y'all let me know if y'all want to open up the call lines earlier. We can get right into what we was getting ready to talk about now. Real quick. So Tuck, like obviously yesterday was a big moment for us. So let's get your initial thoughts on that, and then we go recap. I see you, big dog. Hold on, let me get my face off. I see what you. I ain't even say. I am him. Oh man, hold on real quick. Yeah, let me go open up the phone.
CFOSportsTalk.com. CFOSportsTalk.com. Not just me, man. We are. You know what I'm saying? That's y'all in the chat. That's y'all watching. Y'all on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Wherever y'all at, we are the movement, man. So, you know, sometimes you gotta make a little fashion statement. Yeah,
you are new media. Yes, you are, bro. Yes, you are. So, they say they want to call. I see Mickey say she want to call. Line. So we go open them phones real quick, and we'll take a call real quick, you know, because, you know, I want to hear from y'all, man, because the main thing that I like, Tuck, is the fact that it seemed like the chat loved it. They loved it. I loved it. I had a great time.
I loved it.
So we got the phone lines open. Do I need to give y'all the number, or do I need to drop it in, or do y'all already know it? Do y'all need?
Yeah, you might need to drop the number because they probably won't see it on my side if they don't.
Okay, let me drop it in there real quick. Y'all give me 1 second. We building this like right now, so we didn't even plan on doing this. We just jumped in and just
improv.
Super improv.
And I think that's the special thing, man. We're just able just to go to the flow and just have fun, have good conversations, man. And you know, it ain't pressing, man. Like I said, it's the off season. But we still, Cowboys Nation, y'all spoiled, bro. Y'all spoiled. Cause I peek around other NFL fan bases. Y'all getting, 2 shows a night. Y'all getting interviewed tomorrow with my man West Coast and Henny and Landlord with Cavante Turpin. Like, y'all getting camps. We getting We getting superstar Aisha Morrison
Yes,
in the
indeed.
chat. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna lie, I kind of felt special when I saw it yesterday. I was like, wait. Hold on, we got a call, big dog.
Wait.
We got a call. Yeah.
Superstar.
Yeah, man, it's the final word.
Boss was good, baby.
Oh, what's up? This Elp. What's up, Elp? What's up, big dog?
Man, first off, salute to everybody in the damn panel, man. Salute to you. Salute to OC. Salute to Tuck. Salute to 100K Law.
100K.
Salute to Big Game James. Salute to everybody, man. Y'all brought your A game last night. Everybody was buttoned up. Everybody was in their bag. Everybody asked responsible questions that gave us great insight, revealed a lot of exclusive content. I feel like after watching last night's show, I know more about the Cowboys than I ever have. So again, salute to y'all, man. Production was hands down on point. Everybody contributed. Everybody had something to bring to the table. Brian Broadus left the show last night looking at every single one of y'all a bit different.
You think?
There is a higher level of respect.
Wow.
Your guys' voice truly matters.
Man, I appreciate that, big dog.
Ooh, man, a lot.
Man,
I ain't gonna hog it. I'm gonna get off, man,
lot.
because I know I seen Coach Marvin in the chat. He said he want to jump on, so go ahead and do your thing, bro. You know I talk all day, man.
No, you good, bro. You good. You good. Hey, yeah, y'all call on in, and real quick, Aisha. Can I say something real quick about what Brian told me behind the scenes? That was so dope.
Go ahead.
God, dog. Brian told me before we started the show that they had the highest ratings with the draft show, and it was because of Aisha. I say, God,
superstar.
Wait. Hold on, real quick. We got Coach Q. Real quick, let me get Coach Q, and then we got to get to this content, yeah, because we got to recap some of the stuff that he talked about, man. So, what's up, Coach?
What's up, boss? How you doing? What's up, J Tuck?
What's going on, Coach?
What's up with it, big dog?
Boss, I had a great show yesterday. Yeah. And I just want to give y'all guys y'all flowers, man. Dude, for y'all not to be in the building, y'all were the first group of guys I heard talking about that O-line wee-woo. They was moving them people and stuff like that. Everybody in the media was like, yeah, Tyler's going to be at right tackle. And y'all like, no, that's wee-woo. That's some BS.
Yeah.
And I just appreciate y'all guys on each one of y'all channels sticking to y'all guns, man. When the main media was talking that BS, y'all like, I don't know about that. And people got to realize, hey, it's okay to listen to, the people that's supposed to be in quote-unquote insiders and the people in the four-letter networks and stuff. But, dude, sometimes your homegrown talent like y'all guys know what you're talking about. Y'all play ball. Y'all watch the film. You watch the tape. You have sources that y'all talk to. And sometimes, guys, common sense is common sense.
Yeah. No, man.
So you're going to take a Hall of Famer left tackle and move him to right tackle. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of them things, man, that, we just doing our best, big dog. And, obviously we appreciate you making your voice matter and everybody else. We got the OC in the building, so I'm going to feed him in the show, and we go get started on this content. But, man, I always appreciate you, big dog.
Appreciate that. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Final word.
Final word. There it is. All right, so the OC, I got you in the building. I'm going to build you in real quick. Let's first start talking about one of the main things that came out from Brian Broadus. Let's just go ahead and start getting going on.
And before we start, salute to Brian Broadus. He posted on Twitter his recovery is going well with the surgery that he had. I talked to him a second ago before we jumped on the show. He's already started to talk football. Like, Brian, give it a rest a little bit. He ready to go. Like he's like, man, as soon as I get back up, we gotta do it again. We gotta do another show. Like, Brian, listen, you had heart surgery. Like, just relax a little bit, man. you got it, but as soon as you're healed up, man, come back. So salute to Brian Broadus, man. 'Cause like I said last night, he's one of the good ones. So I was glad to see he has a clean bill of health and he's back to football. Hell, he might be back on the radio tomorrow the way he was talking, man. He was ready to go.
He gonna definitely be back. But that's one thing. Can we talk about that real quick? That's one thing that I saw last night that you don't see until you do shows with people, right? Mm-hmm. The passion. Mm-hmm. Because we had to kick him off. It was like, right, you got surgery tomorrow. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Can you leave? I start feeling bad at the end. What's your thoughts, OC? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, I think that, my level of respect for Broadus, man, is just shot up through the roof. I respected Broadus, but I'm going to be honest. I didn't respect Broadus in the
got him.
Okay, let's click out. I'm okay now. I got our back, man. All right.
Go ahead. I can't stand this man Wi-Fi. I swear, man. I can't stand this man Wi-Fi.
He need a Verizon commercial or somebody, man. What was them Tom Brady and Gronk commercials? And it's like, he coming back.
And when the OC does that, it's like the ultimate tease. You know what I mean? He say something he say, I'm gonna keep it real, and then it just. All right, man. Let's.
But I'll kind of chime in though. Like I said, sometimes people don't understand. This is an escape, and I remember just my personal story in 2021. So I was going through some health issues, and I had a cancer screening on the day of the draft, the day we drafted Micah Parsons. And I remember the only thing I kept asking the doctor is, how long is this going to be? Because I was ready to get back to the draft content to clear my mind and get away from it. You know what I'm saying? So everyone was like, no, Tuck, just kind of, focus on it. I was like, nah, I got to get back. As soon as I got back home, I jumped on the show and got to the draft content. So, sometimes our passion for this team just kind of helps us escape from other things. So, I see that Brian last night was truly doing what he enjoys versus being at home kind of thinking about what could possibly happen and different ailments. Yeah. It was amazing to see and rewarding to see because he didn't have to do that. I mean, because a lot of people are like, man, I got something going on tomorrow. I got to go, right? But he was there, facts, having a blast. He saw the smile, the joy in his face, and that just shows the passion of, not what we do, but just for all of us when it comes to Dallas Cowboys football.
Okay, we got.
Yeah, man. 100% agree. And I just wanted to say this, boss. Try to click to the main screen, please, because I don't know. It seems like that one's.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. Back.
It doesn't work. OC.
Feedback. Again, I don't know what's going on, man. Like I said last night, this is true. I've spent eons of dollars, man, trying to get this stuff together. You can click to you, boss. They can hear me, man. It's okay.
Just go. You good?
Click to you, my brother. Just they can kind of hear my voice. It's fine.
No, you good. You good.
Okay. Did I come back?
You good?
Okay. I'm good. Okay, great. So here's the deal, man. The level of respect that I think that we should have for Brian Broadus is just above the level that I had before I got a chance to spend this time with him last night. And I think that his experience and the wisdom and just the in-depthness of culture and understanding about the game and also about organizations and just the family and the underbelly of football, just really blew me away. And, man, I just really appreciate him and look forward to getting a chance to do some more work with him. So, that's what I want to say about Brian, man. He's fantastic, man. He's A-level. And man, it was really, really good.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was amazing. So, my thing, did he charm us? Did he charm us? Yeah, he did. He did. I think.
Yeah, he did. He did.
He did. Yeah, just keeping it real. And see, this is why I think he did. Keeping it real. I think this is the thing that did it. He came to give. He gave so much sauce. That's what got us. It's the background on Cox. The background on Davis. The background on Kellen versus Mike in the dispute. Green Bay. you know, and how Kellen really felt, right? It was just like, wow, the coach termination war. Just Zeke returned the money spent. The see what sticks. Ooh, see, that's what had me dying. Right. The see what sticks, I could hold it. Then obviously the Dax DNA. So I want to kind of cover some of this and talk about it. Let's start with Cox. You know what I mean? Because the Cox, a lot of people was wondering, a lot of us was wondering what was going on with Cox. So he gave multiple examples, and you know, we brought up Tristan Hill, but let's go around. Let's start with you, Tuck. And what's your thoughts on just Cox then, and then Cox and how he's starting to rise now according to talks, and what does that mean to the Dallas Cowboys and their potential to waste talent based on coaches who don't click with players?
Yeah, and so when it comes to Jabriel Cox, this was a player who we drafted in that draft in 2021 once again, who was obviously extremely excited about because he's here in my own backyard. I'm from Raytown, Missouri. So I went to high school here in Kansas City and then also went to LSU. So I knew about his talent from the standpoint being kind of your cover hybrid safety / linebacker, and we only got a small glimpse of it, you know, as you saw in that video, right? I remember being there and watching him lay that hit on Daniel Jones, and so you just think like, all right, we got a guy, we got some speed to add alongside Micah Parsons, and then the injury happened. So, you know, I think last year coming into camp, we were kind of focused on, okay, hey, how is he going to recover? We were hearing that he was recovering, but he kind of favored the knee a little bit. But then to hear Brian kind of confirm this also was something kind of going upstairs with the IQ of consistency, that lets y'all know that's where the Brian Broaduses and the people in-house come into play, because we don't get the day-to-days. You know what I'm saying? We get the film, we get everything, but we don't know what this player is doing on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. They could be out there messing up all damn day, where the Cowboys coaching staff may not have that trust to put them out there on Sunday. So that's probably the good insight of all of us working together. But I feel like when it comes to Jabriel Cox, you're already seeing his name kind of circulate, you know, today. It's like the poster said, he had a good day today. So will he be able to stack that? I believe he can. Hopefully he put that injury behind him, and now he can kind of just focus on learning the craft, learning the game of football. Things will slow down because the talent is definitely there, y'all. I love Jabriel Cox when he came out of LSU.
Yeah, I think that I have kind of a different spin on maybe what held him back, because it was a coach that Brian Broadus mentioned that was saying, man, he's just not picking it up. He's not picking it up on the speed, right, that we want him to pick it up, right? And so this is what I've learned from being around a lot of coaches, from coaching youth sports myself, and working with like guys that are going to college on the offensive line, even some pro guys like training and all that kind of stuff. This is what I've learned. Their ability to learn, or a player's ability to learn, sometimes is heavy on your ability to teach. And so a lot of coaches, man, they are football guys, but they are not good teachers. And so I'll say the key thing that helped me grow in my college career, right, and a guy that I still talk to, Clancy Barone. You remember Clancy Barone, boss? All right, so Clancy Barone is still, I believe, with the Vikings, right? He was the offensive line coach and co-offensive coordinator when Denver won their most recent Super Bowl, and then OC, offensive line coach at the Vikings. And so that was the guy that really broke the game down to me in a way of how to play the detailed nuances of offensive line, and in particular, playing offensive tackle. He was the guy that taught me. I had other coaches, but I didn't have a guy that connected with me to teach me. And so I think really that some of that is a failure on the coach's part, because you have to be able to teach in a way in which your player, especially if he has talent and ability like a Jabriel Cox, can learn. Now, outside of the injury to his knee, right, that is an issue that is just physical and mental of him having confidence. But I think that some people are slower learners, and some people, and no offense, I'm not saying this is Jabriel's case, but people learn differently. And I think that now he's to a spot because of time and repetition to where maybe somebody's connected with him to where he can pick it up. And then you see the good reviews coming out of, these workouts.
And see, I don't know, OC, just keeping it, I'm going to keep it real with you. I don't know. Like, I got a problem. And, as somebody that's independent, like, that's the value of what we do is we can just say what we think, like, with no filters. I have a real problem, not just with Jabriel Cox situation. And I need help on this. I'm serious. Where you get Jabriel, he plays his first year. He played his first year.
Right.
But then in year 2, it's 1 step forward, 2 step back.
Right.
I'm like, wait. And that's why I brought up Tristan Hill. I said, like, Tristan Hill. And that's when he was like, and he started explaining, like, the sponsors. And it's like, how many times we go let sponsorship hurt developing talent? Like, why does a guy gotta beat a table for you when everybody knew that Jabriel had crazy talent? You know what I mean? Like, he was considered the steal of the draft or the best value in which we got him. None of us was crazy about what we saw. And then when you add in, and I'm just being honest, then you add in Malik Davis. Oh my God. Like, Broadus, I know some of y'all wanted us to tear him a new one over Dak's DNA, but I don't care. I don't care about no Dak's DNA. I don't care nothing about no, not when we getting the truth. Not when we getting like he gave overwhelming gems. But then let's just talk about it. Just going back, Davis could have helped us in the playoffs. And Broadus was asking the same questions we was asking. We was like, we know Zeke was trying to play through a knee. Why didn't y'all give Davis more reps? And the answer was because of his attitude. Help me. Can somebody help me?
Yeah, that hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that was the gut punch of the show yesterday for me personally. Like I said, it was just like, so I was out there in San Francisco, and like I said, when Tony Pollard got carted off, I was just like, all right, here we go. But I was like, all right, well, Malik Davis, there's not a lot of film on him. He's new, he's fresh. Here's his moment. I was sitting there, okay, Malik, like, we gonna give him one. We gonna give him a toss. We gonna give him a dive or something. Like, we gonna give him an opportunity. Man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, well, you leave the stadium wondered, okay, so what was it with Malik Davis? Did he not know the offense? Or like, what was really going on? Was he limited? And to come to find out, it's because he may have said something that the coaches didn't like. When you're in the playoffs and it's win or go home, you gotta toss all that out the window. You know what I'm saying?
It's worse than that, big dog. It's worse. He said because he was angry because he wanted more playing time. That's normal to a young bull.
Right.
Am I tripping? Right. Oh, see, am I tripping?
You should want that. You should want that, you're a young player.
That's what I'm saying. Go ahead.
No, man, you.
I'm sorry, talk one finish. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead.
Oh, you good? Okay.
I was going to say, yeah, I was like, you should want that in your young player to want to be out there. Yeah. And Malik Davis, when he got the opportunity, he really showed improved. So, it's going to happen, right? I'm sure Kelvin Joseph wants to play more. I'm sure Jalen Tolbert wanted to play more, right? But like I said, when you're in the playoffs, you got to put that pettiness to the side and say, how does this help our team win? And there's no way you can convince me that Malik Davis wouldn't have added to our run game out there in San Francisco. I just don't believe it. So come to find out that was the reason. It was a punch to the ribs for me personally. Now, is it 100% believable, right? I'm gonna push back a little bit, right?
Yeah, that's real.
Because here's what I'll say.
Yeah.
Malik Davis knew the situation, bro. I mean, you're not getting no playing time over Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott. You know what I'm saying? And you were waived from the Dallas Cowboys. So my conversation or my question I would kind of ask, like, okay, what kind of led to that point where they kind of, once he got the opportunity, I think that was versus, was it Minnesota or Detroit? I forgot what game it was. That he got the opportunity where they kind of edging him on, like, yo, we're going to get you more carries. Like, what was the story behind it? Because if you're a undrafted guy who was waived and rebought on practice squad, was elevated up, and you have Tony Pollard, who was the guy, and then you have Ezekiel Elliott, who is the other guy, I mean, where do you really expect your playing time to come from unless somebody goes down? See what I'm saying? So that would be my only pushback to that idea of, what was really going on with Malik. If something was, led up to that whole situation of him exploding, where do you think you're going to get your playing time from, bro?
I got several things to say about this, and I'll just summarize it like this. I went to school in Houston, grew up for the most part in Houston. And so Houston is more so, for the most part, a blue-collar town, a workman's-like town, with the exception of a few professions and business owners. When you come up to Dallas, this is a white-collar corporate environment. And so what Broadus really uncovered for us is that this is a white-collared corporate environment. And a lot of this is about who you rub the wrong way. A lot of this is who you piss off. A lot of this is about who vouched for you and who likes you, right? And so he talked a lot about having a sponsor, and we talked a lot about that. But something key that we have not talked about, in every organization, they're also called scapegoats. They're fall guys, right? And so if I analogize this to what happened to Tristan Hill, and I'm coming back to Tony Pollard in a second and dealing with Malik Collins, they're fall guys here, right? So it's like, listen, Marinelli went out. He loved Tristan Hill, right? So we reached, right? And I said that when we drafted him, we drafted him too early. Similar to what we did with Taco Charlton some years ago. We drafted him too early. And everybody said, hey, you shouldn't take this guy this early, right? All the data was there. And so what happens is that when you don't perform up to what I thought you were when you get into the building, when we get past year 1.3 or 4, then all of a sudden I turn on you. You know why? Because it's corporate, man. It's you or me. And so now I got to make you the evil villain guy, even though you did show some productivity and some potential when you got back from an ACL. It's too late. It doesn't matter. You didn't produce up to the level of what I vouched that you could do. And so we have to protect ourselves. I got to protect myself here. And so that's what happened there. Now, if you talk about a guy like Malik Collins, he's a guy that is hierarchy, right? And me and you, we know Pettis, and he's a guy we played with U of H. All right, he got signed, okay? And Jay Tuck, you'll appreciate this story. He got signed with the Saints, okay? Undrafted guy, okay? And he's in there with guys that got drafted and veterans, and in practice, he's tortured them, right? He's texting us, he's telling how he's tortured them, right? And he gets cut. He gets cut. So this is not a blue-collar organization. The Cowboys are a white-collar organization, and it's hierarchy. And so what happens with Malik is that he is a victim, so to speak, of hierarchy. Even though he has more explosion, even though he's healthier, it's just the fact that he's not going to play ahead of certain people, and this guy better tear his ACL before we put you in the game. And that's just what happens in this Cowboys corporate environment.
Yeah, because I'm gonna tell you the feel I got also from just listening to Brian kind of explain. It's almost like we've all seen this, where you look at a family and everything looks perfect on the outside. But then, you start hearing leaks of things that's happening on the inside. I think that's Brian Broadus did a good job of kind of showing that the Dallas Cowboys is a family, right? Where they're trying to have this image that we have it all together, but there are breakdowns. Like, there are breakdowns. And to a degree, I do like that they keep stuff in house. Like the fact that it was a real divide between Kellen and Mike. Now, we've been saying it. We
saw it.
Oh, we've been saying it. Oh,
shit. We said they ain't that happy in them Instagram pictures. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey,
man.
I'm too happy to
I
be.
done did so many shows on that Tuck. I can't. Like, and it was obvious even from just the setup. It was obvious from the setup. Like, how can you hire a head coach, but then say this guy has to be your OC? And then your head coach says, I've never been a fan of option routes, and you don't stop. So it's, so that's why I call this.
That's why I call this. Brian kind of mentioned this because he said, why would Mike McCarthy just let Kellen just run the offense? You know what I'm saying? So do y'all think that it really was just all right, this is y'all guy. Y'all want him to cook. I'm going to let him cook. And if he burns down the building, he burns down the building. Like, what do you think the actual thought process was? You think that was it? That's what I think too. It's like, this is the guy you guys want to call the plays.
I got a theory for it.
And before you give your theory, boss, I'm gonna chime in about 15 seconds. All right, real quick.
No rush.
So look,
Take longer.
He took the deal. See, Mike McCarthy's at the table with all power except for the Trojan horse. That was a strategic safety net that the Cowboys left to have control. The same thing they did with Jason Garrett. So for the 5 years, $25 million, I would take the deal. Wouldn't you, Tuck? I would take the deal. Okay, fine. You want to have him? You got to have him. Now, I don't really want this, but you know what? Fine. I'll take the freaking deal. Okay? But if this kid is not sharp, I'm gonna make sure at the end of the day, and I'm gonna do it real slow. It's something about a slow killing, you know. It was a slow killing. It was very, very methodical, very, very slow, and let that dude fail. And then I'm gonna get him out and get what I want anyway. Because listen, a year before he got fired or quit or what have you, right? Who was in the building as a consultant? Schottenheimer was already in the building. He was already in the building, ready to replace him. So that's what happened. Go ahead, boss.
My theory is I wouldn't want to take on play calling either. Like, because I kind of see how Brian was saying it. He was kind of like, why did you almost leave him to himself? Because if I don't believe in the playbook, why would I try to run plays out of it? You see what I'm saying? So I gotta let you fall on your own sword. You know what I mean? So if I don't believe in option routes, but then y'all spent all training camp installing something that I don't believe in, I'm not taking it over. I'm gonna be like, he got it. He got it. Now, if it worked, I'm with it. You know, I'm trying to coach him. I'm trying to guide him, but. I can pull up where he was talking about, I don't want to be, I remember being like Kellen. Remember he said that? And I don't want to take over, you know? He said, if you install it, you calling it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So he was more so talking about empowering Kellen. I think Mike tried to make it work, but in terms of me trying to drive this car I don't believe in, I wasn't doing it, and I wouldn't do it. We got Law Nation in the building there.
100K.
100K Law.
100K Law.
What's going on with y'all, man?
Man, I'm jealous of that hat, man. I'm so jealous, bro. I'm so jealous, bro. So what's on your mind? You been keeping up?
Well, you guys was talking about the Trojan horse and how Mike McCarthy had to tiptoe through everything, and that's real.
Yeah.
We all know that he had to literally tiptoe through everything because Kellen Moore was going to be the guy. It was the Jason Garrett plan 2.0, and he saw it.
Yep.
Wade Phillips didn't see it, and Mike McCarthy made his necessary adjustment. So if you install it, you call it.
Yep.
He had to show the Jones family he ain't who he is. He just a wonder. He ain't the boy wonder, and that's the reality of it.
Yeah, it's ugly.
I need me one of those. I'm getting me one of those.
Man, yes, indeed. Shout out to Patrice, man. We can all have the hat. You know, get all of us this hat. This would be a good old show.
That hat is way too dope, Law. I gotta give me one of those, like real talk. But you know,
those.
But like
y'all two from Texas though, right? You from Texas and the OC from Texas. So I'm trying to get this Texas style going. I'm from Mississippi, so you know, Mississippi boy rocking the Texas style, you know.
And if y'all want to know who Miss Patrice is, this is Miss Patrice right here, man. Let me show y'all Miss Patrice. She rocking the same hat. Look at that. And she say she gonna make me one. I just owe her a hat size. I gotta go measure my big old head and I'm gonna send it to you. Cause me and Law, we gonna be twins. I'm gonna be over just like my boy Law. So, but just kind of continuing on with just kind of, let's take a break and talk about current news. We gonna go back and forth, and then we'll take another call if y'all don't mind. Because we mixing calls in today, Law, which, you know.
Okay.
We mixing calls because I know a lot of people want to talk about yesterday and stuff like that, and I want to open it up to hear from, you know, obviously the supporters of Final Word. And then Patrice, I got you. Thank you so much.
What Boss Man said, don't forget about me.
Yeah, you know I threw my hat in. Yeah, I threw my name in there. Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Yeah.
But let's talk about this aggressive. We gonna move to current stuff right now too, y'all. We gonna go back and forth between current and Broadus recap. But check this out.
So when we get into season, when we get into training camp, it won't be like as unfamiliar.
Hold on real quick. I started it at the end. Let me start it at the beginning. Tripping.
Audio check. Is my mic straight? I didn't do audio.
Man, you sound
check.
amazing, bro.
You sound amazing.
So what do you feel about it? I mean, luckily just having those reps last year is nothing new. I think it's good for, just staying sharp and having the best five out there. That's really the point of emphasis right now is to make sure we have those best five. So just staying tight on guard fundamentals, staying tight on tackle fundamentals. Right now they won't have me do like too much switching this week, so like I'll be able to kind of like key in on one. So I'll be doing mostly guard this week, so it's good right now.
It's that way right now. Do you feel like that's the way it's going to be, or is this just for this week to kind of keep it sharp?
I can't tell you for sure, but they're just trying to keep things sharp, just keep those best five out there. Like we're constantly working combinations, like Tyron moving to left, Tyron moving to right, but we're just working different combinations right now.
Is it like riding a bike? You haven't done it since training camp last year.
It's definitely like riding a bike. Like, it's like the mountain bikes where you got to switch gears sometimes, So just staying sharp on the footwork is like the biggest thing. At guard, it's a little bit more of a phone booth. You got to have quicker hands. Tackle is more space. You got to be quicker with your feet. So just like refining those little details again, just staying sharp on it, it's just going to help me in the long run.
Do you prefer one or the other?
I definitely, I'm just trying to do whatever helps the team right now. Like, definitely working both. It's a little different, but I feel like just being good at both or like being elite at both is going to help the team the most. So that's what I'm focused on.
That's most important because left tackle is your long-term position.
Right. That's what I'm thinking, yeah. But, yeah.
That's what they told you as well, right?
Yeah, left side player at least. But
boy, you ain't going to trick him. You see, Clarence here trying to get him to say left tackle so bad.
He messed it, man.
That's where the money resides.
That's where they trying to get him to say it so much. I want to play that left side. Well, they was fishing.
Messy. Just messy.
Just being so messy. And I love how Tyler, he kept peeping it too. Tyler, every time, look at his face when he asked, look at. Oh, really?
Like, definitely working both. It's a little different, but I feel like just being good at both or like being elite at both is going to help the team the most.
He did
so
almost
that's most important because left tackle is your long-term position.
Right. That's what I'm thinking, yeah. Yeah.
That's what they told you as well, right?
Yeah, left side player at least, but we just working
left side player. He cleaned it up.
He cleaned it up.
Yeah, wait, hold on, wait.
You do have to move around. Did you wear obviously last year?
I definitely do. Like, just being thrown in the fire last year, being able to have to make those quick changes week to week, definitely, just helped me now in practice, like, for being ready for that. Whenever, coach calls and, like, talks to me. And, the communication's been great. Like, I wasn't, like, blindsided or anything. Coach kind of told me what the plan was. So just being on top of it, being on top of the scheme changes that go in from, left guard to left tackle. Like, I think it'll be good for me in the long run, as it was last year.
I know you're focused on doing what's right for the team and best for the team, but is there anything in the back of your mind that listen, if you're playing left tackle, your next contract is a little more lucrative than if you're playing guard? Is that creep into your head at all?
We just got to take it day by day.
They keep trying it. Did y'all hear what he asked? He said, do it creep in the back of your mind that that left tackle's a money position? That say we gonna take this day by day. Hey man, they was trying hard. It's okay, but look how the young bull is handled, just so professional.
I just finished year one. That next contract is it's a few years in the future. Like just refining the fundamentals. Being consistent. That's the biggest thing for me right now. I think that'll help me in the long run in terms of like what I bring to the team when that time comes.
Last year, you took down there for the Tampa playoff.
Right.
How did that feel after, obviously playing left tackle and moving in there in the playoffs?
It was great. Like, it definitely built confidence. Just, starting at guard, then, JP going down, having to move out to left tackle in the middle of a game situation. That's about as stressful as it's going to get, like, in terms of just having to make that quick move. So just having something like that, in my past, in my rear view, and just being able to lean on that experience is huge for me. So I just think it's playing guard last year, doing that switching, it's been huge for my development.
And do you have to change your mindset a little bit? Things happen quicker when you're inside.
No, I ain't gonna go through that because he gonna go through the technical parts of it.
Right.
But obviously, we've been talking about on this channel and on all of our channels that he was likely the linchpin.
Yeah.
And I want to kind of go around the circle and talk about this cross training that's obvious. So we go start with the OC. That's right on this one because, offensive line. It makes sense.
I think that what he's trying to see, the new offensive line coach, is basically the best combinations. And he's playing with it because he can play with it. When you get into the beginning of training camp, you're going to see his real intentions in terms of what he thinks. But right now, it's fine to play with it and to experiment. I think that ultimately you are going to have Tyler Smith playing the left tackle position because, you even saw Matt Walinsko at the right tackle. Now, if he's really, really great when the pass come on, it may be possible to do what you saw today, right? You had Tyron Smith at left, you had Tyler Smith at left guard, and then you had obviously Tyler at center, Zach at right, and then you had Matt Walinsko playing the right tackle position. So, everybody looks good with T-shirt and shorts on, but we don't have enough context to see how this is going to go down yet because of the fact that, man, these guys haven't hit yet. Those guys haven't been on one-on-one matchups yet. But Tyler, that dude's go play tackle, and, man, that dude has got a lot stronger, man. Look at his neck, man. Dude got a 22-inch neck, man. He's about to break people back. His neck has got bigger and everything. And so, as a lineman, I can tell you, when your neck get big like that, that's because you lifting a bunch of heavy weight, man. When you lifting all those big, that means you about to back break some boys out here. So this kid, if they put him at tackle, I think he makes a Pro Bowl. I think he makes a Pro Bowl, building upon his experience of last year. That's what I think. But at guard, he's going to be very, very good as well. So we'll see what happens.
That boy said, I want to be elite at both. Go ahead.
So let me ask you this, OC. Who do you think is the better left tackle at this point when it's Tyler versus Tyron? So if they're both healthy, that right. Mm-hmm. And let's say Steele's healthy too, but even though they're talking about he won't be probably till camp, right? Let's say Steele's healthy, we have a fully healthy offensive line. If you're truly going best five, who's your left tackle? I think that's the hardest part for me.
Yeah, and that's a great question, Tuck. I think that okay. What are your priorities? It is the inverse question I got to ask back, right? Do you want power at the point of attack and you want solid pass pro, or you want moderation at the point of attack with really good pass pro? Because right now, Tyler Smith is the better power player at the left tackle position. He's the guy that's going to move mountains. He's the guy that's going to create lanes. He's the guy that is more nimble on his feet, that's going to pull around the horn and lead up blocks. He's the guy that can even trap backside. So right now, I think that with the injuries and just the amount of mileage, no offense to him, all respect to the first ballot Hall of Famer Tyron Smith, he's lost some power. So he doesn't play with the same amount of power. And I think that with the improvement of year one and year two, I would say Tyler Smith played better than Tyron Smith his rookie year, for sure. He gave up 6 sacks, right? Tyron Smith gave up 8 to.
I was comparing rookie year to rookie year. Is what you're saying?
Yeah, rookie year to rookie year.
Oh, okay, got you. Okay. So in that case, then who's your left guard? I think that's what, because I'm trying to put the best 5 out there, right? And I just feel like Tyron at left tackle, Tyler at left guard gives you the opportunity for your best 5 offensive linemen. And then if you got to rotate, it's still healthy or not, or Matt Walinsko, that's perfectly fine. But just on the left side, I feel like if you have Tyler at the left tackle, my question mark comes to that left guard once again, which we talked about ad nauseum going through that whole draft season. So it's like, that's where I'm kind of torn.
Well, I agree with you, Tuck. I think that if they're healthy, right, and if they all stay healthy, and look, Tyron Smith doesn't fall off the wagon in terms of his play. If he can hold up at left tackle, that's fine, right? Let it rock as long as it can rock, right? But the question that I have, I'm not confident he's going to make it through the year. I'm just being honest. That's my whole deal. I'm not confident, right? So what's your contingency, right? You got to take a hard look at Matt and let him get in there at left guard. right? And let him roll and see what he can do in training camp, right? And then you got to just get depth and work your backups. That's what I think, boss. We missed a $20 super chat. I just want to make sure we got that. Go ahead.
It's right there.
All right, you got to read it, boss, because I can't.
Okay, it's good. See, that's why I knew last year that he could handle left tackle on the day he was drafted. He was looking, he was looking at Super Bowl trophies. He had that same look and said, "Yeah, those are nice, but I want my own." Ooh.
Yeah, and he's from the crib too, so it just I like Tyler Smith. I got a super chat. It said, I guess Zach Martin didn't practice today. It was a soft tissue issue or something like that. So. When it comes to Zach Martin, but I see what you're saying as far as
you got to bubble at them old dudes.
So I think I just think like if everything is healthy, but it's like the OC said, right? Can we really bet that Tyron is going to be able to last a full season? Probably not, So what's the contingency plan? So then I think Tyler will be your left tackle if Tyron goes down. But I just think as of right now, I would think the best spot would be to have Tyron at your left tackle. Me personally. Versus the right tackle. I didn't like the right tackle experiment for Tyron, to be honest with you. Because I don't feel like Tyron's a better right tackle than a healthy Terrence Steele at this point.
No, he's not. But you don't have a healthy Terrence Steele to start the season. So that's the conundrum.
Right.
So now you gotta have a guy named Matt Walinsko play extremely well. I mean, he got to play. He can't play like a rookie. Is my point. He has to play like a quality starting right tackle in the league. Because if he doesn't do so, then that's a problem, right? And so now you're going to have to be forced to move Tyron Smith back to the right tackle for security. And so that's why I said a lot of these things will work themselves out the first couple of weeks of training camp.
Right.
Well, let me ask you a question, and it's going to be a technicality question, the OC, on the offensive line play. And shout out to you, J Tuck, for mentioning this yesterday about the musical chairs aspect of the offensive line, which was one of your reservations. But I want to ask you this, the OC, in terms of Tyler Smith best suits. This would pretty much be a zone blocking scheme with wide zone, inside zone, and will they be doing some power gap schemes with Mike Solari versus the
G gap scheme?
Man blocking. So the man blocking was what they was doing last year, right? More of a power block, man block. So this would be more of I'm going to pull my guard and I'm gonna get him out in space. I want him to be athletic. I want him to be nimble. These sorts of things. Can you break down the nuances between the man blocking versus zone blocking and which one of these players should have the best ability for this?
Good question.
Yeah, that's such a fantastic question, Law, man. So shout out to you, Law.
Hold on, let me hit a fake for that real quick. I don't mean to cut you.
Yeah, that's a great question, dude.
Appreciate it, man.
Hit a fake for the Law, man.
It's coming.
He want that hat too. He's so smooth with that hat. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, I gotta put it on Law for this. All right, there it is. I had to hit that little old fake real quick.
Yeah, so I'm gonna answer this question in layers, and I'm gonna summarize. I'll do a video on this later, okay, to break it fully down with film and stuff like that. But I'm gonna summarize right now. All right, so when you have really a G block scheme, what you really have is you're running like 21 personnel, or you're running, which is 2 tight ends, right? And so you're doubling play side always. So the tackle and the tight end are always doubling down. The guard and the center are always doubling down, right? And then you're pulling a guard backside, right? That's like a G blocking scheme. Another scheme that you could do, which is popular in the West Coast, is a tackle trap scheme, which is basically everybody's blocking back. You let the 3 technique run up the field, and the backside guard, in this sense, if we're going left to right, if Tyler Smith is there, he's go bang him. He's go ear hole the dude, and then you hit a quick play on the inside. If you're talking about zone, you're not blocking a man, and that's the difference. You're not blocking a man when you block zone. I know it sounds weird. You're blocking an area. You're really blocking a gap. You're blocking the gap to your immediate left or the gap to your immediate right. So that's athleticism and quick feet. If you're talking about base blocking, that's mano. That's knocking a dude off the ball. It's not submarine style. It's more like a forklift style. Because if you try to submarine dudes in the NFL, like a lot of times people got shoots and they would say low man wins, right? And then you just shoot off at somebody like that, and then Well, they're too athletic for that. You can't submarine block people in the NFL. You have to be under control with great footwork and leverage people up. That's what you have to do. So, to answer the question about who would be the best person at that position, I think that based upon the RAS score, and you guys need to go back and look at the video I did about Matt Farnock, because I talked about his athleticism and the potential he has there. If he can show up and do well, he is a potential at the left guard position. But if not, and let's say Tyron Smith is healthy, you do have Tyler Smith, who could do everything. He's fast enough to zone. He's quick enough to zone block. He's strong enough to power block. He's good enough to pull and wham you and knock your head off. He's physical. He's a dog. He likes to finish. So, Zach Martin is a first ballot Hall of Famer. He can do all these things as well. So if the premise is the guard in terms of run scheme, those guys are your best. But based upon the growth of Matt, then, hey, we have to watch and see.
So you broke that down with finesse, and that was wonderful. So from my knowledge of it, it appears that this experiment is Mike Solari trying to figure out who these guys are and what they do best at. So when they see, like the reporters see, oh, Tyler Smith is kicked back inside. Hey, let's not report that he's going to play guard, everyone, but it's Solari trying to figure out what would be his best skill sets and what do they need to go out there and fish around, and just in case if they need another veteran. And also on the soft tissue issues, that's common when you are a bigger guy and you come in right into the OTAs, minicamp, and things like that. Those soft tissues will occur. Zach Martin is getting long in the tooth, so I wouldn't be worried or weary of that. It just comes with the nature of football, and it could be, hey, out of caution, let's save him for training camp, because that's when the real deal of evaluation is going on. And it's good to get some reps out of Joshua Ball and all of those other guys that's unproven right now, to see if they can pick up Mike Solari's system. But overall, man, that was phenomenal, OC. Man, you should write a book on that.
Hey, man, hit a buddy for OC, man. Hey, man. Come on, boss.
You want me to clap?
Good, man. Give me that straight business. Give me some straight business or something, man.
I need to get that
butt, man.
Y'all putting pressure
Y'all funny, man.
I was over here trying to produce. I was getting my mind right for something else, but yeah, I'm gonna give my boy his. Let's go.
Give him a butt, man.
Come on, what's going on with my buttons, man?
The OC.
There's no emotions, no friends, no loyalty.
Straight business.
Straight business.
Put hashtag straight business in the chat.
Man, also, shout out to you, OC, man. I was very happy to see Brian Broadus publicly show you love for that, for what you said on draft day 2 years ago or 3 years ago with Michael Parsons. I was just, because even though I know a lot of us said that, I was happy to see you get it, because you said it boldly on draft night. It was Super Bowl where you declared what his sacks would be. You know what I mean? So I just love to see how you stood out there on that, and to just see Brian like literally say, I talked to the scout and he didn't say that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and he say, how did you see what the scout didn't see? And the beautiful part is the video showed the evidence because it was timestamped. You know what I mean? The video showed that you weren't saying that in hindsight. You clearly was saying that in foresight. So shout out to you, bro. Like real talk.
Yeah, man. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
The community should really know that they got a very valuable mind with you, bro. You know what I mean? And I'm just happy to see that Brian recognized that. You deserve it too, bro. And I'm gonna be honest, I do give my boy OC a hard time. I do. I push the buttons on him more than this.
All the time. Dirty.
I been killing my boy. Man.
Dirty.
I done hit him with every one of these.
Oh heck no!
I done hit him with bruh. But nah, bruh. All jokes aside,
and also, see, they went to that 5-man front today. He was talking about too. That big front. So it's like so it's cooking.
We got some content coming out on that Tuck. By the way, that should come out pretty soon. Breaking that stuff down. That 5-man front.
That 5-man front. So salute to Aaron. He gave me a $20 super chat. I'm just read that real quick. So I'd like to comment on the Zeke coming back business. West Coast offense requires your running backs to have a great hands and get out in routes. Zeke had very questionable hands and hasn't had the burst to get out into a route. So that's kind of his comment about Zeke and being the West Coast. But appreciate you, bro. Dalvin Cook, man. Dalvin Cook got hands.
For a rebuttal, ask that super chatter who was the leader reception in 2018.
Oh, it's Zeke. See, I know.
2018.
Yeah.
I know.
2000. I know it was a long time ago, but 2018.
No, I know it was Zeke.
And that was before Kellen Moore was
Y'all
calling
got
plays,
law
by the
messed
way.
up, man.
I just wanted to say that, you know what I mean? And we got a super chat for Ernest too. Thank you for the support over here with the $20 super chat. He wanted to tell me that law is always the element of surprise. I appreciate him, man, so much for what he do for the nation. Appreciate you, man. Shout out to you, Ernest. Thank you. But go ahead.
Appreciate y'all.
Let's take some calls real quick.
All right.
Just real quick. Right. What's up? This is the final word.
Boss.
Yo.
Hey, what's good, man? Hey, this James, man. How you doing, bro?
What's up, James? You on that road?
Yeah, man. I tried to super chat you, man. I forgot my damn Google password. So what I want to comment on what somebody just said about Zeke.
Okay.
All right, so this is what I got. I wanted to super chat this, but since we on the air, so this is what I got, and I compared him to AJ Dillon, right? So we got AJ Dillon, 17 games, 770 yards, 4.1 yards per carry, 7 touchdowns. He played all 17 games. You got Zeke, 15 games, 876 yards, 3.8 yards per carry, 12 touchdowns with a play calling OC.
Right.
I'm not understand how Cowboy Nation is seeing that Zeke is washed. I mean, I just don't get it, man. So that means AJ Dillon is washed because he played all 17 games and he got 770 yards, and Zeke got 100 more yards than he got playing 2 less games on a bad leg with a bad play caller. I mean, I'm just not getting it. And as far as Zeke not being able to catch the ball, I remember Zeke having 73 catches one year. I don't know if it was
2018.
77.
Was it 18?
Yeah.
Yep.
18.
2018.
Whichever year it was. Yeah. I mean, I just don't get it. That's all I wanted to say, man. I'm pro Zeke as far as him coming back and having a 1-2 punch, or if you want to mix him in. I just don't think he's just he can be a closer, but as far as this narrative about he's just a short yardage back, man, I just don't see it, man. I just don't see how Cowboy Nation can see it. Everybody wants the 80-yard touchdown run. But what about ball control? That's where Zeke comes in, and that's where games are won, when you can control the ball. Most of the time when the offense controls the ball and they score, they get won. And that's all I wanted to say, boss.
Man, I love it. Ooh-wee. So who gonna respond to that?
I mean, I was just reading the super chat. That wasn't coming. My guy said.
Go ahead.
He said,
y'all can talk about it, man. I'm on this road, man.
No, we got you, man. Be safe out there. Be safe,
man.
Be safe.
Man. Yeah, appreciate you, both. And look, when I get my Google recovery in 6 hours, so I wanted to super chat it, but I forgot my daggone password, so I couldn't super chat it, so I had to call in.
We got Cash App too.
I appreciate everybody on the panel, and I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all keep up the good work.
Appreciate it, James. And so for everybody who having trouble with the super chats, you could also cash out Boss Cowboy Sports, $ Boss Cowboy Sports, if that's who you trying to give to. If you're trying to get to this particular channel, if you're trying to give to Law Nation, what's your way, Law?
It will be I don't even know.
Oh my God, Law! Wait a minute, what is going on? You're not ready to take payments?
Wait a minute.
world is going
See what happened was there's a Law Nation's Cash App, and then somebody got clever and got Law Nation Cash App. So that joke been eaten.
Okay.
So I got the link. It's in my description box on my YouTube page. So y'all be sure if y'all want to help the nation out there. Appreciate it, man, in all forms, man. Thank y'all for y'all supporting us on the Cash Apps. And the PayPal. I got PayPal on too, though, you know.
PayPal, debit, credit, installment.
No, go find me
CFO
everything,
gang,
man.
CFO gang on Cash App. So appreciate everybody. But my guy's responding to the comments. He said that he was talking about Zeke's catching ability the last 2 years. So
okay.
Well, I'll say this real quick.
Utilized
when it comes to Zeke and catching and all that kind of stuff, you know, I say this: Zeke, if he came back, wouldn't likely be featured like that. In my opinion, not in the West Coast.
Money.
Yeah, that's Pollard. That's Deuce. They fit a West Coast, in my opinion. OC, let me know if I'm tripping. But just in my mind, I'm seeing them now. I see Zeke being super ideal for Shanahan. Super physical, closing out, zone scheme, fullback lead blockers. Yeah, that's Zeke all day.
It hurts too, knowing that's where we headed to, and just knowing that Zeke's not going to be able to capitalize in it. So I know in the draft season we argue about Zeke and whatnot, but now since I know where we're headed, man, it
fits Zeke.
Yeah.
Well, let me just say this though. In the last 3 years,
I got you. I see.
There's been 12 in the last 3 years. There's been 12 fumbles by Dalvin Cook, right? And in the last year or so, we can only remember one fumble by Ezekiel Elliott, and I get it. We got to protect the ball. I'm telling you guys, if you play with the silver and blue with the star on the side of the helmet, you would remember every 12 of those fumbles. And I'm talking about Dalvin Cook. And I'm not taking away from him. I think he's a phenomenal runner. But when you start talking about 12 fumbles putting the ball on the grass, look, even Tony Pollard, he fumbled one time, and that was way in 2019 against the Eagles, and that still hurt. Just imagine 12 of them.
You remember when Zeke was wearing the sleeves and he had a few fumbles, bro? That was, get rid of them sleeves. They was crucifying Zeke. Why you wearing those sleeves? But I'm still taking Dalvin Cook though. But
I'm not trying to say not take him, but at least see what we got now. But 12 fumbles is a lot though.
See, this what turned me up yesterday, boy. Y'all not gonna turn me up no more on this, man. Come on now, come on. I ain't doing it, man. We gotta go with Zeke. Hold on, let's debate this out. Oh, I forgot. We got the OC.
Yeah, man. I mean, just real quick on this. I'm actually at the point where I am team bring back Ezekiel Elliott. I know
serious?
What Broadus said. I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. No, I'm dead serious. Now, I am team bring back Ezekiel Elliott because the running back market is very, very soft. It's not a lot of good players out there. Right. And if you can get Ezekiel Elliott back on a discount, man, if Ezekiel Elliott will take $5 to $6 million, man, and take an accelerated type of contract based upon, if he gets over 1,000 yards with a 2-year option, bring him back on almost like a LVE-ish type contract. Bring him back. Because it's going to hurt. It's going to help you a lot when you have to get a yard. And a part of the West Coast concept, because now people don't understand, it's not like just what Bill Walsh did, right, back with San Francisco. It's nuances and it's different manipulation of formations with the West Coast offense. And so I'm going to tell you somebody that runs a lot of West Coast concepts that you would have never really thought they did, but they do it out of one back. I'll tell you, the Bills. The Bills do a lot of West Coast concepts, but they just manipulate the formations and make it a one-back. So if you're dealing with power football overload, man, look, Ezekiel Elliott it's not a better finisher in the league, man, than him, man. And I'm team bringing back, man. I'm just saying, that's what I think at this point.
That's why I got a lot of respect for you, OC. You know what I'm saying? It's because you can reverse. And that's why I also respect Broadus. It's some people that really wanted us to go in on him. It's like, like I heard somebody say today on Twitter, I wanted him to keep the same energy. It's like, why do we want people to keep the same energy?
Right.
Like, why? Why do people why can't people change? You know what I mean?
Right.
If we gave Brian a perspective that helped him change, why can't we just accept the change? Like,
right.
Am I tripping?
Right.
But we gonna come back. We gonna come back to that. We got something to say about that. But now, man, yeah, but man, shout out to the OC on that, man. Tuck, I want the box show this though, this just real quick, and then we go get back. I got to box my dog. So, who fits the Shanahan system better?
Zeke, man, Zeke.
So what we doing?
I said yesterday either or. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It fits. You know what I'm saying? It was either or. So if we're not gonna bring back Zeke, I would like Dalvin Cook as the second option, like either or. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like I'm fully on cooking out on Zeke. Like, nah, bro. Like either or. I'm happy with either or. You know
Okay. Because see, I want Zeke over Cook. This is why I'm gonna tell you why I want Zeke over Cook, because I definitely agree that there might be a little bit more explosiveness in Cook.
Right.
OC, would you say that?
No, 100%. He has more burst.
Okay.
He has more burst.
I see that too. And Studi Wood, why you always rocking with my boy OC, man? You know what I'm saying?
Salute. Southside, baby. Southside. I see you, Studi Wood.
Houston boys stick together, man. I must say, OC from the train. That's my dog, Studi. What's up, Studi, man? I just want to stop real quick. That's my boy. But check this out. But anyway, but I think Zeke is perfect for closing out. He's perfect for Brian Schottenheimer's system. He's perfect for third and short. He's perfect for red zones. Perfect.
And let me give a little bit more, because I think this may help the conversation. This is why I say bring Ezekiel Elliott back, right? And I did a video about this as well. Do you know the running backs that were at the Seattle Seahawks from 2018, 19, and 20?
I do.
Do you know them?
Yep.
Yeah, you know them. You can name them, and I'll let you name them in a second, boss. But it was not beast mode.
Yeah, Walker.
It was not anybody that you know of as a popular back that led them in rushing.
Yeah.
It was journeyman or everyday type guys. And so because of the concepts and the commitment to power inside and traps inside and outside, that helps Ezekiel Elliott not have the burst, be effective, but can impose his will and basically be a sledgehammer and just, man, get 3 or 4 yards if we really need it. Because when they brought Marshawn Lynch back, he wasn't the old beast mode Marshawn Lynch. He wasn't a break 25-yard runs and run over 20 people. He was a 4 to 5 yard, 3 yard, sometimes carry type dude.
He was Zeke.
So that's why I say that. But go ahead, boss. Name the backs, because people need to know this. It wasn't Marshawn Lynch. It was journeyman guys. Name the backs, boss. I talked about it in the video there.
I remember one was Walker, and then the other one was Cam.
Whoa, Cam.
Yep. Kenneth Walker III. And then it was another gentleman, and you made me just forget his freaking name. I'll look it up.
Don't worry about it.
Go ahead.
That was your point, though, that there was no name. So that actually.
Yeah, there were no name dudes.
Yeah, but they was to push back a little bit. They was power guys, though.
Yeah.
So like the people that we got in the build, Carson, thank you, the Reaper.
Carson.
Shout out Reaper.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Right.
So appreciate that. I knew it was something with a C, but they was power backs. See, we got some lightning backs. I think our lightning backs fit that West Coast. Perfect. But I think when it's that's why I said yesterday, I'm concerned about us on closing our games. I'm concerned about us on third and short, and I'm concerned about us in the red zone. I don't want to trust Jones in that moment. Am I tripping? Lawler, am I tripping?
Well, when we think about this entirely, let's look at the 49ers. They had Elijah Mitchell, Jeff Wilson, Trey Sermon, those guys running the ball in 2021. And, of course, Kyle Juszczyk, right? He was their big fullback guy. And I'm quite sure that the Cowboys can come up with a scheme and a plan that's similar, and it's West Coast, basically. And when you think about what they did to trade to get Christian McCaffrey. He's not a power back, and it's Christian McCaffrey, Elijah Mitchell, and Kyle Juszczyk. So in short yardages, they're going to lean on Kyle Juszczyk, but they lean on their scheme, far as their offensive line on how they pull, and only the Trent Williams is the offensive line household name there. So when I look at the Dallas Cowboys, I think that we are a step up, just close to those boys. If Tony Pollard could completely recover, I'm not saying that he is Christian McCaffrey, but his numbers were right at Christian McCaffrey type of numbers. So we don't have to do everything to have an elite running back on every scale. We just have to have an elite system and scheme. And I hope that Shotty can bring that to the table. And we may be just overanalyzing the running back room because it's the unknown.
Yeah. All right. So let's take some calls.
Let's go.
The final word. The final word. Yo, who is this?
Coach Moore.
Oh, what's up, Coach? Let's get it.
Yeah, man. What's going on, man? Hey, I want to drop a message comment for y'all, man.
No mess, Coach. We can't.
No, but this goes along with y'all interview, and what y'all interview yesterday was great, man. Couldn't be more proud of y'all guys, man, and much respect to Brian Broadus, man. It really shows that our voices matter, man. In it's getting inside those walls and inside big media. But when Brian was talking about the problems with Kellen Moore and Mike McCarthy during the year, where it really got contentious, as he was saying, I believe that Kellen Moore quit on San Francisco.
What?
Because the game plan was the exact same stubborn game plan from the year before.
It was.
I know we talk about Davis. Davis was not going to help us in San Francisco. Do we remember? Zeke had 10 carries. Tony Pollard had 6 carries. He had 7 the year before. And after Tony Pollard got hurt,
he just had 4 the year before.
And after Tony Pollard got hurt, Zeke had 2 more carries in the game.
Yeah.
We only ran the ball with our running back 17, and we refused to. Our passing game was the exact same. Our running game was. I refused to run the football. Same thing. Philadelphia went and ran against the number 1 defense 43 times, but they only averaged 3-some yards a carry. But they were committed to run the ball against San Francisco to be able to get their passing game going. We went into San Francisco with the exact same offensive game plan that we went into the year before and got the exact same results. And I believe that if Kellen Moore got a job that fast, he was already talking about the job before the San Francisco game happened.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He ain't lying.
And I want to say something.
And listen. And when you have a coordinator that's already done bought out and stubborn, and you couldn't change the game plan, yes, that would have made me as a head coach say he has to go.
Well, I'll say something real quick about that. I think
that was the problem during the season.
He can't hear you, OC. Go ahead, Coach.
If that was the problem during the season, and as Brian talked about, he said it got really, and he said Kellen got to the point he was talking about quitting. He did quit.
Man, it's some. Oh, I want to go and see. Oh.
Man, see, Coach Moore will do that to us, man.
And he said he was going to be stubborn to his own game plan, and he wasn't budging, and he cost us a game. His same game plan from the year before that didn't work, and he went right back to it again. And that's why McCarthy said that this is it. And Kellen was already talking to the guys in LA Chargers already, because he had already probably got that deal before they even got off the field in San Francisco.
Coach, we got to address that. We gotta address that guy, dog.
Yes,
You are messy. You so messy, Coach. You messy. You so messy.
The tea leaves. Look at the tea leaves, fellas.
We gonna talk
Look
about
at
it.
the
Let's
tea
talk
leaves.
about it. We gonna talk
I
about
listen to
it.
y'all, fellas.
Appreciate it, Coach. God damn. Ooh. All right.
Smart, man.
I'm gonna start. I deserve to start this one. I deserve it. OC, you got your flowers yesterday. I gotta get mine right. I'm gonna take my flowers.
Go take them,
bro. It should be no more Kellen Moore apologies left after Broadus. It should be no more left. If you cannot see that Kellen Moore was, how can you be under the head coach but mad at him wanting his vision? I'm going to say that one more time. How can you be under a head coach but angry at him for wanting his vision installed? Oh my God, bro. Like, this hurts. And see, this is what I meant earlier when I said it was like looking at a family that looked like they had it all together. And I'm going to give y'all a true story. Okay. I had a home in Katy, right? And I had tenants, right? So with those tenants, you know, they came in, they looked perfect. Y'all know what I'm talking about, but those of y'all got tenants, look perfect, right? They had some issues. So to where I had to get them evicted. It was that bad, right? So I had to get them evicted, you know what I'm saying? So then when they finally evicted, you got to clean up your house, right? So then the same people came in looking perfect. I'm fixing a door and you could tell it was kicked in. You see what I'm saying? You could see now on the aftermath that there was violence. Somebody was upset, kicking in doors, but when they walked in, they seemed like they was getting along. You know what I mean? But on the aftermath, and when you listen to people who really been on the inside, and Broadus was just giving us the juice yesterday. That's why a lot of people got to just give him a lot of love, because he just came bearing gifts. You know what I mean? And that's why I call this show Confirmation, because it's like, bruh, he confirmed so much. So that's my first thing on what Coach Marv said. Let me go around the circle. Let me go with you, OC. What's your thoughts?
Listen, man. Yeah, he was out and he had got another job potentially. He was working on it, right? I'm not going to say it was finalized, but it is a rumbling, or at least some indication to me that he was working on it. But I'm going to give you what's worse than that. Like, DeMarco Ryan, the defensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers, he made Kellen Moore tap out. That's what he did. That's even worse, because he schemed and beat us so thoroughly with his adjustments that Kellen got to the point where he didn't really know what to do. He actually tried a couple different things, and when it didn't work, he got submitted. He got submitted by the defensive coordinator. And if you watch that game and you watch schematically what was going on, he got submitted. Sometime in football games, man, another coach, man, he got your number. He's on you, and bro, it's nothing you can do. It's like crap. And then he realized it late in the third quarter, and he like almost gave up. So that's the worst thing, is that and then here's the other worst thing. He wasn't humble enough.
Damn.
He wasn't humble enough, right, with an experienced coach standing right next to him to say, hey, Mike, man, what should we do, man? I'm stuck here. What should we do? He could have done that. He could have got some more insight. And maybe we pull out that game. Just maybe. That's my thought.
Wow. Oh, man. See, Coach Marv, you messy for this. Just breaking hearts. You positive. Can you get me out the funk, bro?
Man, it's gonna be hard, man, because when you look at the game plan, And you look at how Tampa Bay played their defense, and Tampa Bay was still, like, I believe, a top 10 defense, believe it or not.
Yeah, Marco, you're a guy, Knicks. Thank you, bro. Anyway,
Yeah,
I
on how
understand.
we game plan against Tampa Bay, how we were executing slants and running and utilizing everything on the offensive side of the coin. And then for us to have a short week, keep that in mind. For Malik Davis to be disgruntled about his play, and for them to hold grudges against Malik Davis. Oh my goodness. And going into that game versus the 49ers, guys, it was just that, man, just everywhere, man, like dog diarrhea, just everywhere. And when we think about the Dallas Cowboys versus the 49ers, you got to bring your hard hat, and you got to make sure, because that's legacy moments that's being built right there. And you got to make sure that everyone leave their feelings at the door, and this should be war. But they got into a philosophy where they do the 4 curls, and Dak Prescott didn't have his best performance, by the way. But on top of that, your boys to help alleviate some of that pressure didn't. When they are dropping 6 and 7 DBs basically, and you can't find a scheme to draw up a run play. And then what Coach Marv just said, what the Niners did against the Eagles, they didn't do nothing because the Eagles continued to run the ball, even though they averaged less yards per tote than we did. Come on, y'all. So it goes to show you that, man, political football, Kellen Moore already had that Chargers deal in the bag, and he wetted it up because he gave out. And they talked about this. Shout out to my guy Brian again, that they didn't stand each other after that Green Bay game. I think that you was doing the show, Boss Cowboy.
Oh, yup.
How many times did they threw the ball when we was up? I'm talking about the Cowboys. How many times? It was 14 to 15 times. Can you break that down?
Yeah, it was around 15 times. Now, the Kellen Moore apologists go come in and quickly say, he really was only ahead by 7 points because they never got the ball back. So they go stick on that. Like, so the technicals and the, but yeah, he still was basically throwing the ball a lot in the fourth quarter, where we ended up with 46 pass attempts versus the 26th ranked defense at that time in terms of stopping the run. They was ranked 26, and we decided to throw it 46 times when they actually had a good secondary. Kellen Moore, listen, y'all, and the show after Green Bay, that was the first show Law Nation went cuss crazy. That's the only time. And you know what? And you know what my show was after that? And the OC didn't like this, but I ran a repeat of it this week. Get this dog out my house. I was done. I was just like Mike McCarthy, and I didn't even know it. I was ready to fire Kellen Moore after the Green Bay. Chuck, what you got, big dog? Because
Well, I said, the Green Bay game, that was my funniest moment because that's when the Mike McCarthy GIF came when he slammed the headset. You know what I'm saying? Like Mike McCarthy was over. I was like, bro, Mike McCarthy is over this. But from the Cowboys fan perspective, y'all, it hurts because we tried to warn y'all before the season even happened that this was already brewing, right? And just like we were being negative, but just going back to that good couple, right? The high scoring games, right? That was the pretty Facebook pictures. Like, oh, they seem happy. Everything is good. Everything is fine. And Mike McCarthy is telling you, I'm miserable. I want out of this house, right? And I just feel like Law said, just that ego, the bickering, the back and forth, it cost us. It really did cost us in San Francisco because there was no excuse to go 5 wide. I've watched that film 1,000 times. I just don't understand your philosophy. And like y'all said, D'Amico Ryans, he got a head coaching job. You know what I'm saying? Like, so he was simply just making an example out of Kellen Moore. And here's the crazy part. And I always ask any Kellen Moore apologist who I once was, right? I was always fooled by the makeup of the offense and the numbers, right? But an offensive coordinator who is young, who's innovated, had one of the top scoring offenses in the NFL for probably 3-4 years, didn't get a head coaching job. Like, bro, you can literally write your own ticket in the NFL. If you're calling plays, you're a young coach, and you're putting up numbers, NFL teams would want you. Shane Steichen from the Eagles, Boom, went right to the Colts, just like that. You know what I'm saying? Head coaching job. So there was a reason that a lot of these teams were looking at this Kellen Moore situation, a little side eye, where he had to go be another offensive coordinator elsewhere. He had a lateral move. There's a reason for that, because with his philosophy, there's going to be a lot of holes, especially when you go against good defensive coordinators, and it's always shown improved versus Dallas. So, it was unfortunate, it cost us, but hopefully, like Brian was saying, now here's the thing, Mike, it's on you, right? Because let's be honest, y'all, let's keep it a buck. When Mike McCarthy had the opportunity to bring some of his guys in and mold the team the way he wanted, and he went and got Mike Nolan, he completely blew up the defense. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's going to be the case with the offense, but now all the pressure is going to be on him to keep things afloat. So like Brian was saying last night with that learning curve, he ain't allowed no learning curve, bro. You ain't no learning curve. Like, you have to figure out how to be more efficient with this offense and put these players in the best position to win. So we shall see.
Let me say this too, just real quick. Just real quick. It's quick. It's quick. I promise. I got you. You going to you, Law. So, J Tuck said, and some of y'all gonna be like, you bragging. This ain't got nothing to do with bragging. One of the most important things that West Coast said after that Turpin interview, when we all came together that same day, me, Tuck, Wes, who else was with us? Do you remember? Was it just
the Tolbert interview?
The Tolbert.
Yeah.
The main thing that West Coast said is it's not about getting pats on the back for being right. Mm-hmm. It's about one thing. Take the Dallas Cowboys content creators serious.
Mm.
Take us serious, right, bro. Take us serious. See, there was a divide. There was a, you little wannabes. You're just pretending. You're talking about Kellen Moore for clicks. No, bro. That, like Broadus yesterday, should close the door on not taking us serious. Mm-hmm. How does Broadus show more respect to the community than some people that have been listening to us for years? Mm-hmm. Broadus came in and showed so much love and respect that even after having surgery, he hit up Tuck, he hit me up, just gracious to the community and appreciative of what we do. Mm-hmm. So I said all that to say this, that on January 6, 2022, my very first video of the year was Kellen Moore is falling for the same ego trap that hurt his mentor, Scott Linehan.
Yeah.
Then literally I did a whole nother video 2 days later explaining the offensive power dilemma between Kellen, Mike, and Jerry.
Time stamps.
We was talking about like way early, and it's not about being right. We was all doing this. West Coast was doing this. Tuck was doing this. The OC was doing this. Law was doing this. We was warning. And I'm being honest, we was treated, a lot of us were treated like, yeah, And then it blew up in our face, bro. It did. So now it's 2023. So when J Tuck does a video and he warns, now listen, like for real, and take action. When we say share, we're not playing. Our voice matter. Our voice matter. Share this. If we're warning, we're not doing this for likes. If Law is telling you something, he not doing it for likes. If the OC is warning, he not doing it for likes. If I'm warning, we not doing it for likes. We don't grow by talking about things that can hurt us. Y'all don't want to hear that. So whenever we talk about, listen, y'all, I'm seeing something is bothering me. Don't be like, it's negative. No, listen, lean in. How does Broadus lean in and we lean back? So that's,
No.
Because at the end of the day, even though we make content, we are Cowboys fans. We want to win.
Right.
Y'all think I like walking out of San Francisco in front of all them red and them talking dirty to me by myself? I was trying to find a like that's hurt. It's 2 years in a row that I went through that, y'all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all stop getting them games. Like, I want to win. So, like Boss was saying, if I see something, it's because I'm like, nah, bro. There's that tie's a little bit flat. I need to put some air in it, because if not, it's gonna pop. Now, some Cowboys fans will sit back and say, "We fine, Tuck. Just keep rolling." I'm like, "Nah, bro. Let me out the whip. That car, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
We about to stop and pop it." So all we're just trying to say is some air in your tire a little bit. So
yeah, put some air in your tire.
About being negative, like
yeah, put some air in your tire. Well said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the thing about this, just as I think about it, Kellen Moore was not the right man for the job. In this sense, he doesn't know how to fight.
Ooh.
He don't know how to bite down on his mouthpiece and scrap. Because in that game versus D'Amico, all right, at the end of the day, he was challenging him to bite down on his mouthpiece and scrap. See, sometime in a football game, you really can't out-scheme or out-strategize certain people. You got to just come at them and scrap. And that's the thing I like about Brian Schottenheimer, because he's shown the ability to scrap. In other words, we going to line up and we going to run this football down your throat. You know what? I'm going to keep running it at you. I'm going to wear you down. I'm going to play action you. You see what I'm saying? So that's why, if you look back, even going back to what we're talking about, how we need to play it forward, who led the NFL in rushing in 2018? That was the Seahawks. They ended up being, I believe, 12th in 2019 and 6th in 2020, his last year. So with the commitment to be a dog is the thing. Because remember, at Boise, these guys were B and C players at best. So they had to scheme, strategize, and manipulate formations, coverages, and whatever else they could do to try to score points versus the good teams over there on the West Coast. So he was never used to having the talent. He was never used to lining up and just physically beating a person. And that was the issue, and that ended up, in my opinion, being his downfall with the Cowboys.
Man. And let me say this, and I get it. I'm not gonna call your name out that's in the chat and say, man, we are foolish in saying that it's Dak Prescott that cost us those games. When you are great at what you do, people will find you. Back-to-back years, the 49ers, they got head coaching jobs for beating the Dallas Cowboys. Let that sink in. D'Amico Ryans just got a head coaching job. Oh, excuse me, Mike McDaniel just got a head coaching job. And both of the offensive coordinator and the defensive coordinator for the Eagles got head coaching job. And here people are saying that the Cowboys were ranked number 1, number 2 in offense, respectfully, since Kellen Moore been here. And how come he don't have a head coaching job? You see, our job is to tell people the truth. And granted, if Dak Prescott was on an open market, he would not still be on the open market. Some team would go ahead and give him a starting spot so easily, so I get it. If Dak Prescott was the true reason for losing the game, I think that all of us would be saying each and every day, man, we need to get rid of Dak Prescott. We've been following this team before Dak Prescott was born. We know more about this team technically from a historical situation than Dak Prescott. So it's not the fact that we want Dak Prescott to be on this team to win the Super Bowl, but we know that he gives us the best chance and opportunity if you continue to build around him. The Eagles, for what they did with their guy, Jalen Hurts, they added weapons around him. They didn't take it away. They could have went with the same philosophy and said, hey, they went 9-8. Let's not give them the A.J. Brown. Let's not add better defense around him. Let's take away from him. No, they added to him, and that's how they were able to excel. So it's all about trying to better your best. It's always about trying to include and put things in places so that your team can win. Name me one philosophy for the Kellen Moore apologists over there. Name me one philosophy that the Cowboys presented that was an identity for their offense, and I will hush. Name me the philosophy. Name me the scheme.
I got the
what
name.
Did they take away?
I got the name. I got the name. I got the name. I got the name. All right, we got one more topic, bro. Before we give our final words, man, we gotta talk about Dak's DNA.
Yo.
And so with Dak's DNA, I want to acknowledge that it was some people that really wanted to see us go in on Broadus. And I'm gonna say this: I respect y'all opinion. I do.
True.
I respect your opinion. If y'all wanted us to take that interview and make it about defending Dak and holding him accountable, I respect your opinion. I just see it different. Okay? On Dak's DNA. One of the most powerful things to me that came from the show yesterday was Big Game James said, we all need to learn from this. That this is the perfect example. Me and Jay Tuck almost had a major war. Nobody know about this because I was new to Twitter and I didn't know how, Twitter worked. So it was a guy that was hating on me, right? I forgot what exactly we was talking about, but I went at him. But the thread made it seem like I went at Tuck. And I didn't even know it. I had no idea. Tuck was mad because Tuck, y'all can see Tuck an alpha. He go speak his mind, right?
Yeah.
Thank God he called Wes and he said, man, what's up with Boss, right? The whole time I'm not knowing, right? Wes did the wise thing. He said, let me call him. He did it right then. Yep. And then he called me and I said, Tuck, I wasn't even talking to you, bro. You know what I'm saying? This real talk. I said, I was talking about that other dude because he was like, oh, but what rescued it? A conversation. Calling me. You know what I'm saying? Broadus said, okay, I want y'all to hear me out. Okay? So we heard him out. He hit Tuck up and me. I want to come on the show and talk. Cool. So after we hear you out, some people, and I'm cool with this, I'm just explaining it. Some people wanted us to say, why did you change? Let me be honest. Me, I don't care a lot of times why you change. I just want you to change for the best idea. I never care why. The OC and me privately done had many fights about Zeke. True or not, OC? True or not?
Facts.
Fact. I mean, we going at it. Like, no show, no nothing. We back and forth on this. Today, the OC says, I thought about it. I think we need Zeke. Now, I could have been like, I want you to keep that same energy. No. I didn't care why he changed. It was just the fact that he changed. You know what I mean? So, but I still respect. I'm just letting y'all know. I respect everybody that wanted to see us smack. That's your prerogative.
They wanted to see you do first take and undisputed.
Right.
Oh, and that's we don't do that. We
don't do that, bro.
They want you to say, okay, you pick a player and you say that player's ass, and you stay to that and you stick to that, regardless of what you've seen on tape. And then if you see that person improved, you say, well, it's because that quarterback that he played against was 45, right? It was because the other team, they was hurt. They limped into the playoffs. So you supposed to, or Brian Broadus supposed to continue to move the goalpost, and you're supposed to continue to move the goalpost, and y'all supposed to have that interaction.
No, we don't do that.
The sucrose stuff, the polluted stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
Right.
Nah.
Yeah.
So what's your thoughts on it? We'll go around the circle and give our final words on the DNA.
Yeah, and I agree. Because to be honest with you and be fully transparent, because we are a family, I wasn't going to do the show because I didn't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't want to just to be focused on these Dak comments and it's a fight back and forth. Because honestly, the comments, it wasn't even that big of a deal, right?
It wasn't.
But my idea was, if we're going to do this, we're going to talk football. And that's what I wanted to do. So once we had the conversation, like, no, we're going to talk football. You know what I'm saying? So that I was all for it, because for me, it's all about the community. What you guys get from it watching our channel. You guys have been watching this for damn near 2 hours right now.
Right.
I want you to be able to walk away and take something away from it. Because if not, you can just turn on Fox Sports and get your LaShawn McCoys. That's not what we're here for.
Nope.
We're here for contextual football conversations. It's on the side of my hat, and I really live by that. So I was glad by the way things get. And for me, the only thing I wanted from Brian was to explain it to me a little bit more deeper. He came on, he looked us in the face, he said what he said. Who am I to press back and be like he's lying? Maybe that's what he meant to say, because from a guy who's constantly taken out of context by a tweet, there's so many people who have this narrative about Jay Tuck, like I'm the bully, I'm always the angry guy. Case in point, when I was in Oxnard, I met some of the guys and the writers from Blogging the Boys. They were scared to approach me. They're like, man, we thought you were evil. We thought, based on Twitter. They're like, man, you one of the nicest cats we ever met. We went out, had drinks, had margaritas, and had a good time and talked Cowboys football until like 4 a.m. Because when you see a tweet, you don't know if I'm smiling, if I'm angry, if I'm yelling. You're just basing those assumptions. So like Big Game James said, that was pretty much the synopsis of the entire show. Sometimes it's best just to sit down and have conversations, and you realize it's not that bad. I have the utmost respect for Brian Broadus, because there's other Cowboys media people who wanted to sit down and have these kind of shows. I said, absolutely not. I'm not doing it. Brian was not that case. We had the conversation. We talked behind the scenes. We knew it was going to be talking football. And I said, okay, I'm in it, because I respect the guy. I always did. So I just think that some people kind of wanted Twitter beef and all that stuff. Like there's Twitter spaces, there's all sorts of stuff. But it's like, what we're trying to accomplish is we want to show people that support us that we can come on here and talk football with the best in the business. And that's absolutely what we did yesterday. And I'm satisfied. And if you disagree, maybe this ain't the channel for you. I don't know. So
OC.
Yeah, man. I think that, something invariably that people got to understand is that disagreement doesn't mean hatred or that I don't like you. It just means that I have a different perspective on your take. Doesn't mean that I'm opposed to you and all of your work and all that you do, right? That doesn't mean that. And I think that just as men and as people, we'd be much better off to be able to look at somebody else's perspective and actually be able to be balanced enough to argue their point. Because if you can argue somebody else's point, then you truly understand them. And so I think in the case with Broadus, even in listening to the commentary that he provided about his thoughts about Dak Prescott, I actually agree with him.
Sure did.
In principle. I actually agreed with his thought pattern and in terms of strengths, weaknesses, and things of that nature. And I've said this a little bit before, but I'll double down and say it a different way today. I think that Dak needs to help our team get to a championship by being a little more selfish and assertive.
Yes.
Right.
That's what I think.
There you go.
I think that he needs to have the selfishness of an Aaron Rodgers that will come over and say, man, we got to run the blankety blank wall. Hey, no. We need to run the ball. Not cuss him out, but we need to run. He needs to have the selfishness of a Tom Brady to say, no, check. He needs to have the selfishness of a Peyton Manning when he was playing. Like, man, I'm not running the ball right now. I'm not throwing this ball. We're running the ball and check the play, because he has to take the leadership and save coaches from themselves in certain situations so that we can get to the next level. So if there was an area of improvement, I would say that was my takeaway from the comment and where I would like to see Dak make that next progression this coming season.
Man, boys. Can I say one more thing on it before I give my final word? And I'm going to give my final word at the same time, real quick.
Yeah.
When I did my original video about Dak's DNA, right? I made sure that I was courteous to Brian Broadus.
Mm-hmm.
The number one reason I did, because y'all know me by now, I don't care. Like, I will go at you if I feel like you tripping, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the number one reason I didn't go at him with just full ammo because I watched him enough to know that he will reverse course if you give him an intelligent case.
There you go.
And I've been doing this enough to know I'm gonna need grace. Real talk. Because I'm gonna be wrong, and I'm wrong. So I don't want to be treated like you gotta antagonize me and you gotta hold my feet to the fire from a stance that I had 2 weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? So I want to give him grace because I saw from history that Brian Broadus will reverse course. Now, and I'm going to tell y'all something. It's a whole lot of people that didn't reverse course on Steele. And I don't respect them to this day. I don't respect them because I don't like people that when you proven wrong, you just get quiet. Now, you was loud against Steele. You was loud. Yeah. I need you just as loud for Steele. This is what I like about Brian Broadus. He was loud against Steele. He's loud for Steele.
And can I add this to your point right quick?
Absolutely.
And one thing we can all say about Brian Broadus, out of any of those guys in the media space, he will literally say, I was wrong about this kid.
Yes.
I was trying to get rid of this kid since day one.
Yep.
This kid changed my mind.
Yep.
And I'm quite sure when God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason so that he can hear, right? And we don't do grandstanding stuff over here. We don't walk around in Cowboys in this space of new media and we'll tell everybody, look at us. We were right. We were right. We were right. We look at it from a perspective of a fandom and an analyst. And we would tell you guys, hey, give it time. And that's the whole argument, even about the situation with Dak DNA. But I'm going to say that on my final word. But go ahead, boss. I didn't want to take it all.
No, that
over.
was it, bro.
Go ahead.
Let
Go
me
ahead.
get
Go
on my
ahead.
final word then, unless you had something, Tuck. You want to jump in on something else? Did I spark something in you?
Nah, man. I just agree with you. I think it takes all of us. You know, it's not us versus them. We are all in the same building, just in different departments. You know, because we take nuggets of what they say and we build content. If I'm not sure, I think it may have been Michael Gilkin who never asked that question to Mike McCarthy to talk about the options route. I would have never had that seed to go and start building the no identity offense video and start to build back that onion. So it's like, and sometimes us as content creators, we say little things, whether it's on social media or on our shows, that starts a blaze, and then they get content from it too as well, because we're all working for the same goal, y'all. We want to win. So it's just like, you know, I'm at the point where it's just like, I think people are really seeing the value of all of us. And I think yesterday we really put that on display of how it can really come together. And I have other media people reached out to me. They want to come on shows now because we showed it's all up. You know what I'm saying? We're not here trying to sabotage y'all or, you know, suppress y'all to lift us up. We don't have to do that. I believe in everyone on this panel's talent, where we ain't got to suppress anyone. I ain't got to downplay anybody's channel or anyone's content. I know we all have our individual lanes, but we all do incredible work, and we always provide research and analysts behind our statements. And the facts are the facts from what we see from our point of view. So,
Pastor Taff, I see you speaking that life on us. Let me give to
life, man.
Pastor. Yeah, he's speaking all kind of life on us. He said more Cowboys insiders would seek y'all out beginning at Oxnard. I receive it, Pastor. I really do. And then he said more Cowboys. He also said get ready for podcasts to be a part of the Dallas Cowboys network. I definitely agree with that. Definitely agree with that.
Hell yeah.
So this is my final word to kind of echo what Pastor's saying. This is my final word. Now y'all listen close, because you could take this wrong. Okay? Listen to the whole context. I'm gonna say that again. Listen to the whole. From this to this. Don't just take this part out. Okay? The whole thing. All right, here we go. The Dallas Cowboys content creators are the blacks that needed to be integrated into sports. What do I mean by that? There was a time where whites and blacks and Asians and Hispanics couldn't play together. It was the white game and the black game. Mm-hmm. But the talent, and we know this, was with the blacks, right? From basketball to football, right? But when you mix them together and you allow blacks to integrate into the game, you got a way better game. Because guess what it did? It made the black players better and it made the white players better. So guess what? People that love the games got a better result. Am I saying blacks are better? No. Am I saying whites are better? No. I'm saying when you put them together, the product itself was amazing. That's why we all love sports now. Whites, blacks, Asians, Hispanics. We all accept all of sports and all who play it. So what we saw yesterday was the merging and more merging, because it wasn't the first. We're seeing more and more merging of content creators with mainstream, and we held hands yesterday, and it was respectful, and more importantly, it was entertaining.
It was nonviolence. You stupid. Relax.
Yeah, and Choctaw, forgive me on the black stuff. You know what I mean on that. You know, don't whoop me, bro. I'm just, you know what I mean, bro. But this the deal. I said all that to say, it's doors open already. Like, I talked to Broadus 30 minutes before the show started. Yeah. And one of the most things that impressed me the most is he said, I felt like my favorite team was Hellman, Brugler, Kavanaugh, and somebody else. He said, but this new draft team with Aisha and the other guy, I forgot his name. He on the G bag. I forgot his name. Chill Follow. No, it wasn't Chill Follow. I forgot. It's one of them boys. I forgot. Forgive me, bro, if I forgot your name. If you watch. He said that they blew out all of the previous guys. And think about what we named. Aisha and them blew out David Hellman. Blew out. Why? Aisha. And those other people. It made the game better. It did. Yeah. So all you talent scouts, I'm telling you, Pastor Telf is right. If you want a better product, if you want better numbers, if you want better shows, you got a guy sitting here who earned 100,000 subs alone, no help, by himself. You got another guy sitting here who already working with ESPN, who I can show you all kind of times he was dead right. You got another guy who proved that he knew what the Dallas Cowboys scouts didn't know. Mm. And you got this guy who just crazy.
Nah, bro. Who has a whole draft book by himself. Multiple.
Yeah. Four. Wrote four books. Yeah, appreciate that, Tuck. So,
just let yourself.
So my final word is, we got something to say, and we bring value to the community. And when you mix us with old media with new media, you go get a better product, and everybody go love it. That's my final word. I know I was long with it, but that's my final word.
Man, take your time, bro.
Tuck, it's on you, big dog.
Yeah, so I'll use a kind of a different analogy from Boss, but I was talking about this on Twitter the other night. It's like, I remember when N1 Street Ball first came out, and basketball coaches, they hated it, right? Because what is this? It's not real basketball. But the people, the culture, the fans, they loved it because it was new, it was refreshing, it was exciting, it was passionate, right? And eventually what happened? You saw it start to excel, and all of a sudden you saw NBA players start to embrace the N1 Street Team. Then you saw, rappers and all sorts of things. Then it got on TV because the passion of it, the different games. So anytime you're doing something new, there's going to be that, I really don't know because it's not what I'm used to. And I feel like that's what's happening with the content creation world, but you're seeing us break through, just like Boss just said. You see what Vach is doing, you see what Skywalker's doing, you see what Law, you see what I'm doing, you see the list that goes on and on and on, where we are now in the building. Last year when I went to the draft, my main thought process was I was going to case out the joint, see how to get in, and I'm gonna let my dogs in. You know what I'm saying? So I'm bringing people in. You know what I'm saying? So I played the game, I played the part, I cased out the joint, and eventually I saw Eagles Joe Castro. So it's my guy Joe Castro in Kansas City, a content creator. He was in the building, so it's going to be more and more of us. So what I was trying to explain yesterday, y'all, even if you're disappointed by what happened, you should be excited, especially if you're a content creator, because what we did is we merged everything. The respect is now there. So where it's going to be easier. So 2 to 3 years from now, when you're just a podcaster, people are like, all right, he's a podcaster or she's a podcaster, but I'm going to take them a little bit serious because of the foundation that's been laid before.
Well
Shango, Law, West Coast, Mark Holmes, they laid the foundation for the J-Tucks right now.
Yep.
But Boss Cowboy and OC and DMV and Rome Cowboys Fan Talk and so many others, we're laying the foundation for those coming behind us. So it's what it's all about. It's all about us coming together. And most importantly, you, the fans and the viewers, getting the most incredible content that you can get. Because like I always say, other fan bases don't get this. And that's my final word. Peace.
Love it.
Hey, before the OC go, can you pan the camera back to J-Tuck?
Yeah.
Is that shirt saying I am new media? Yeah. Can y'all type new media in the chat? Because this is the voice for the voiceless right there. This is a guy that's willing to put his reputation on the line and his name on the line. And we seeing how you move out there, J-Tuck. So don't fold up, don't sit back, continue. If you can go, if it's the goal to go 10, go 11, go 12, go 13. Continue to push, man, because my first time seeing you out there in Oxnard, it was wonderful, man, knowing that we connected out there and you got a chance to see how I operate and work. It was me sitting in the stands, collecting all of my information, burning in the heat, giving it back to the nation. And that dedication takes us to where we are at right now. And it will not be long for all of you guys to have the same of what I'm having over here as far as the 100K. It's right around the corner because I can see the things that I do that you guys do. And it goes with this. Write this down. Dedication, discipline, and consistency. Those 3 things right there, that's all you need. But go ahead, the OC.
Ooh, man. Can't wait
No, man, look, man, that's a tough follow, Lo. One thing I will say about my boy, man, that, is not as spoken about as it should be. Boss Cowboy, man, is really good enough to be a big color commentary guy today. He's good enough to be a scout today. He has that type of mind. He has that type of detail to the work that he does, and analysts are breaking down players and stuff that, guys, we don't even really put out. It's stuff that we do back office that we don't even put out. Yep. So I know the kind of work he does. Brilliant mind, great leader, one of the best in the business, teaching concepts, reading tea leaves, really a total package type dude. So salute to you, Boss Cowboy. I want to put that out there. Just because of the fact that, man, a lot of people don't recognize, and I want to definitely give you your flowers, man, because you deserve it. On my final word, man, I think this. You're dealing with a lot of the best of the best. If you're looking at a competition or you're looking at content creators, you got, taste of the rainbow on in terms of Dallas Cowboys, in terms of what you want to look at. You got J-Tuck, you got Law, you got Vach, you got AZ Sports, you got, you got all types of guys out here. And I'm not leaving anybody out on purpose when I don't say everybody's name. But what I will say is this, is that, man, everybody does something well. And some people do just multiple things well. So if you want great content, continue to follow us, continue to like, share, subscribe, continue to give to each and everybody's platforms, because that really does help push us forward. And look, continue to share the content, man, and we'll all rise together. And like I say, man, a rising tide raises all ships. So, man, let's rise together, man. And that's my final word.
Fire, bro. Fire. Appreciate that too, OC. Real talk.
Absolute. Fire right there. Shout out to you, Conley Jones, for the $20 super chat. He says, if Kellen Moore bucks against Mike McCarthy, then the Chargers coach, he's going to be going up against him, and they may bump heads because they got the same levels of experience. I'm just paraphrasing that. Yeah, you're right. But shout out to you for that support there and help elevating the nation. I would tell you with content creation, there are content, but there's no creation, right? And then there are creators with no content. So what we do from a content creation point is we can just take a still photo and talk about it, and people will come over and talk and listen to what we had to say about said player X, Y, and Z. And that is a phenomenal thing that we have the ability to do, to present our opinions. And keep this in mind, when I started this channel, I always said those convinced against their will is of the same opinion still.
Yep.
And we're not trying to change your mind, but we're trying to bring forth our philosophy and our thoughts of the game. And somehow we got over millions of people watching us monthly, and they value our opinions. So it wasn't strange to us that Brian Broadus reached out and said, hey, man, we like y'all opinion. Well, of course, we had the numbers to prove, to validate that. Talk to me, man. Talk to me.
Law, one of the most humble dudes in the world. Law, just tell people how many views and did you have last month? Just tell them, Law. Just tell them.
Oh, okay. Well, I try to be,
I know, Law. Just tell them. Okay, I'll tell them. Law had 4 million views last month.
Last month.
4 million views last month on the YouTube and 3 million on the Facebook. So that's a lot of viewership, and we're not even talking about the integrations of Instagram and my Roku and Amazon, because I'm telling you guys, man, Law Nation, one way or another, I'm trying to figure it out, man. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Roku. My name, man, I got people that hit me up from China. Had a meeting just last night in Germany. You know what I'm saying? So Law Nation Sports is finna regroup and have a Law Nation Sports syndicated channel in Germany. You know what I'm saying? So I'm doing bigger things, man. And we've been approached by a few things, and trust me, we turned down some offers, man, because Law Nation ain't for cheap. You know, I had people to reach out to me talking about, well, we'll pay your channel, we'll give you $150,000. I'm sitting there like, nah, dog, who you think you are? $150,000. You know, now, if it's 150 million, then we can probably work something out. But hey, baby, you know, we just growing over here slowly. And I'm gonna tell you guys that look, Law Nation is not for sale over here. You know what I'm saying? Because I want my voice, I want my name to be said. I want to go live. If I want to go live at 4:25, I can go live at 4:25. If I want to go live at 8 o'clock in the morning, y'all get up and turn those notifications on, because the Cowboy Nation, y'all already know who rocks the nation. It's your brother from another mother, no other. Don't look like Danny Glover, but I keep it cool with y'all. Y'all know how this thing rock over here, baby. So don't get me started over here. So yes, I know who rocks the nation. I know who pushed the needle, because my number speaks for itself. It's bigger than the Cowboys numbers. It's bigger than all of the Cowboys numbers, but I just don't say anything. I just sit back and chill, because I know where they get the nectar from. It makes the beard grow. Yes, indeed. So it is what it is. But I'm going to say this right here, and I try to be humble as much as possible.
You are humble. You humble.
I try to be, man. I try to be.
You're very humble.
I'm going to tell y'all, man, that this is a labor of love, bro. And I love what I do. I love to see the others elevate their game. I love seeing what Aisha is doing. I even love what West Coast is doing with the interview with Cavante Turpin tomorrow. I can't wait to tune in. I love to see what my guy A to Z Sports Scott doing in the morning, Big Box doing in the evening. I love to see what you're doing, Boss Cowboy. All of what we're doing. Boy, we know each other, man. So when we get to the top, man, we ain't gonna be looking down on folks. We looking at each other, you know, because we all there. Come on, baby. Come on.
Let's go.
3, 2, 1, drop it.
You're listening to nothing but the best.
Those grills drop it hard.
Let's go.
That was a dope fighter word, man. God dog, man. Oh. Oh man, I love the fighter word, bro. I love it.
Hit harder with that hat on, man.
Yeah, that hat. Yeah, I gotta get my own, bro. I'm jacking that, bro. I'm jacking that whole shit. I'm jacking that. I'm saying it now. I'm jacking it. So.
Oh, I left out TikTok, man. We hit 20K on TikTok. Hey, let's go.
So yeah, man, that was the final word.
Reddit numbers in there too, man.
That was
what Jay-Z
If it was up
said.
to
You
me,
put all the
if it
numbers
was
in
up
there,
to
man.
little old me to make a pick.
Yeah, man.
No, this video had 43 views. 43 views.
43.
What I had to say, and I was hit.
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah, bro.
The Dallas Cowboys
No, man, I love it.
I'm waiting on that Pat McAfee type of deal, though. Let's go.
Yeah.
That type of deal, man.
You for sure on your way to listen. You for sure on your. Can I say something?
You do more shows than LaShawn. You do more views than LaShawn McCoy's show.
He got him a show.
I mean, whatever that show was they on was Speak for Your Mom or
Speak for Yourself.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. But look, we appreciate y'all, man. We love y'all. Let's keep supporting. Let's keep sharing. Go to everybody's channel and hit that like. Let's also get more organized. Let's commit in 2023 that we're going to commit to being more organized. We're going to share more content. We're going to share Tuck's content. We're going to share Law's content, Boss content, Rome's content, DMV's content. We're going to share. We're going to be very intentional because we are the new media.
Let him rush the quarterback, get upfield, and create damage to the other opposing offense.
We got the pick.
Man, here it is.
We got the pick.
Yeah, this gotta be Broadus. Like, Broadus is the best player available.
Go home. Yeah, these championship rings on my hands now. In my head, I'm top 10. Yeah, that's hands down. You a squad, now you're looking man down. Funny how foes turn to friends now. So the Cowboys just selected Jake Ferguson with pick 129. Hey, I'm good. I love the pick. I love the player. I know that a lot of people will say that this is probably a reach. This is about where I had Jake Ferguson. Really solid player from Wisconsin. He can do all of it. He can block. He can run routes. He can actually make people miss in the open field. Have a race car like a Atari now. Call filling up, I need product again. Treat the business like a playground, might slide on you. Don't me wrong, might slide on you. Do a backflip, cause I'm mad rich. I'm the definition of what that is. Go hard, go home. Go hard, go home. Go hard, go home. Go hard, go home. Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, go home.